rows of cement skyscrapers weaving through the city. At night, many parts become drab, gray curtains as shopkeepers lock up their stores with heavy steel gates. But a Harlem man has changed all that with just the touch of his paintbrush. Claire Carter has more.
You may think this is just another pretty picture, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The shapes and colors cling to no ordinary piece of canvas. The key to this painter's success is a locked security gate. It all began when a shopkeeper on 125th Street in New York City asked Franco Gaskin, a local artist, to beautify his graffiti-covered steel curtain.
I hesitated for a while because I'd never painted a gate before. And when I think I was ready, one Sunday I went up there and I did a tree, like a blossom tree. And from that moment on, my phone never stopped ringing about it.
5 years and more than 100 gates later, the 54-year-old Gaskin, who has had no formal art training, is still going strong. His colorful creations are continually cropping up along one of Harlem's busiest streets. And the community seems to have a very special affection for his work.
I see that the neighborhood respects it. They admire me for it. And most of all, the kids, they have a model to follow. They've come up to me before and says, "Oh, Mr. Franco, I want to be just like you. I want to be an artist like you." And I must say that we're doing a fantastic job because so far there's no graffiti.
Harlem residents are not the only ones who enjoy this open-air gallery. Tourists from all over the world come to see the gates, usually on Sundays when many of the stores are closed. That's also the day when Franco does much of his painting.
As you notice, the gates are not convex, you see. Some of them are in, some of them are out, and very little space for you to paint anything on. And that's why a lot of people come up to me and very much amazed, you know, how I get my images in those gates. Because it's very difficult to paint them. But for some reason, I happen to be successful with it.
Success is not always measured in immediate financial gain. Franco only makes enough money from the gates to cover the cost of his supplies. But he feels the gates pay off in another way.
It's something I'm doing for me because the gates serve me as something like a calling card, you see? While I'm asleep, the gate is working for me. People will come into the neighborhood and see, and they'll get in touch with me for other work.
It is the other work that pays the bills. But it is the gates that have provided the recognition that every artist aspires to, and Franco is no exception.
My dream for the gates right now is to have the largest outdoor gallery in the world, and someday to have the streets named Franco's Boulevard.
Connie Collins reports his portraits hang in Harlem in a most unusual spot.
You're looking at what just might be the world's largest canvas. At least up in Harlem, that's how one man sees it. Franco Gaskin, artist extraordinaire, the Norman Rockwell of the streets to some, Gauguin of the gates to others. Early mornings before stores open, you can find him beautify 125th Street, covering metal security gates with landscapes, cityscapes, and dogs shooting pool.
It's a lot of hard work to do, and I'd like to leave a legacy behind. Someday that might folks can see that a black man can do something positive, and that's all it takes, just thinking positive.
He began painting as a child after a serious fall left him unable to speak. Doctors told his parents to forget about their son ever being able to talk. At age 3, he began to communicate through his drawings. Any formal art training?
No, I never had any, unfortunately, I say, but I'm trying to work at it. See, I work about 18 hours a day, and by working 18 hours a day, you must get something out of it.
He does studio work as well, portraits, oils on velvet, mirrors. But it is his street work that has become his trademark, and a respected one at that.
He's great.
He's just a black man who beautifies Harlem. And I'm proud of the brother.
His greatest dream in life is to have 125th Street to become the largest outdoor gallery in the world. Oh, yes, he does have one other dream.
My greatest dream is someday to have the street named Franco's Boulevard. If that is possible, let me hear you, folks.
All right.
Franco.
Connie Collins, News 4 Harlem.